Imagine living next to someone who gives you chills every time you lay eyes on them. Picture a charming, tranquil neighborhood, a place where the most exciting event is the bi-weekly garden club meeting. Now, let's introduce a family, fresh-faced and eager, moving into their new home, ready to embrace the serenity of suburban life. Across the street, however, resides a figure who seems to be a stark contrast to this idyllic setting. A man not much known, always spotted lurking around his property at odd hours. His elusive demeanor and inexplicable habits don't align with the neighborhood's usual rhythm. He's the mysterious neighbor, the subject of hushed whispers and furtive glances. As the days turn into weeks, the family begins to notice peculiar happenings. Their trash cans are found knocked over, not just once or twice, but repeatedly. It could be a raccoon, they think, or perhaps a stray dog. Yet the suspicion toward the mysterious neighbor grows. Then there's the smell, a strange, unsettling odor that seems to waft from the neighbor's house on certain nights. It's not the scent of a forgotten trash bin or an overgrown lawn. It's something different, something off. The family tries to ignore it, to dismiss it as the byproduct of the neighbor's odd habits. But curiosity, as it often does, takes over. They start watching the neighbor more closely, observing his movements, his routine. They begin to question what he could be hiding behind his closed doors. What could explain the nocturnal activities, the toppled trash cans, and the strange smell? The family's intrigue soon turns into an intense need to know. They could never imagine that their quest for answers would lead them down an eerie path. The once peaceful neighborhood now holds an air of suspense, a chilling undercurrent that tugs at their sense of safety. Little did they know their curiosity would lead them into a chilling discovery. Curiosity, they say, can be a dangerous thing. But sometimes, it's a necessary thing, especially when there's a mystery right next door. In this story, the family's curiosity was piqued by their enigmatic neighbor. They found themselves drawn into a chilling game of cat and mouse that they never signed up for. Day turned into night, and under the cloak of darkness, something peculiar caught their eye. Their neighbor, usually so reclusive, was outside laboring away in his backyard. He was digging, the rhythmic thud of his shovel against the earth piercing the quiet of the night. This unusual activity, taking place at such an eerie hour, sent shivers down their spines. The following day brought with it an ominous find. A single lock of hair, not belonging to any family member, was discovered in their yard. A chilling realization crept up on them. The hair, the digging, it was all too strange, too horrific to ignore. Their once harmless curiosity had morphed into a gnawing fear, a fear that something truly sinister was happening right next to them. They decided to involve the authorities. Dialing those 3 numbers felt like the longest moment of their lives. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they relayed their concerns to the dispatcher. The police responded swiftly, turning up at the neighbor's house. What they found there was beyond anything the family could have imagined. The neighbor's house, once a source of curiosity, had become a house of horrors. The police unearthed a chilling secret, a secret that would forever mar the tranquility of their quiet neighborhood. The relief of having their suspicions confirmed was quickly replaced by a bone-deep dread. They were living next to not just a creepy recluse, but a dangerous man with a sinister secret. Their neighbor was not just a creepy recluse, but a dangerous man with a sinister secret. The chilling discovery that unfolded on that fateful day is a stark reminder that sometimes, the monsters we fear are much closer to home than we think. What if the person who just moved next door is not who they seem? Picture this. A quaint, quiet small town where everyone knows everyone. Life is peaceful, and the arrival of a new face always stirs up excitement. This is where our second story begins, with the arrival of a newcomer. He's friendly, sociable, always ready with a warm smile and a wave. He fits right in, on the surface. But as time goes on, the veneer of normalcy begins to chip away, revealing something far less comforting. There's something about him that seems off. The townspeople start to notice odd things, pets go missing, beloved cats and dogs, once the joyful heartbeat of the neighborhood suddenly vanish one after another. Strange noises echo from his house at night, breaking the stillness of the town with an unnerving frequency. And then there's his nocturnal wanderings. He's often seen wandering around the town late at night under the cover of darkness. At first, it's dismissed as the actions of a night owl, someone who simply enjoys the tranquility of the evening. But the frequency and the odd hours make it hard to ignore. Whispers start, hushed conversations fill the local diner, and suspicion begins to grow like a weed, twisting its way through the once peaceful community. But what could they do? Confront him? Report him? Based on what? Some strange noises and a few missing pets? It wasn't enough. They were trapped in their own homes, their own town, living next to a mystery that was slowly turning their peaceful lives into a living nightmare. The unsettling newcomer had become a source of fear, a dark shadow cast over the town. His friendly demeanor, once a refreshing change, now seemed like a mask hiding something far more sinister. But no one could have guessed what it was. No one could have prepared for the horrifying truth that was about to unfold. The townspeople had no idea that the friendly newcomer was hiding a terrifying secret. Sometimes the truth is scarier than the unknown. In the quaint and quiet town, whispers turned into murmurs, and murmurs into loud conversations. The townsfolk decided they could no longer live in the shadow of unease cast by the unsettling newcomer. The time had come to confront him, to demand answers, but they were entirely unprepared for the ghastly revelation that awaited them. The newcomer was no ordinary man. He was an escaped convict, a name that had once filled the headlines of every newspaper in the country. He was a man with a terrifying past, a history stained with violent crimes that sent shivers down the spine of even the bravest amongst them. His presence in their peaceful town was like a dark cloud hanging over their tranquil lives, turning their haven into a potential battleground. The town, once divided by fear and suspicion, was now united in a common purpose: to protect their community. Their peaceful existence had been shattered, but they were not about to let it crumble. They banded together, their collective strength a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. Neighbors, who had once merely exchanged pleasantries, now stood shoulder to shoulder, their resolve unshakable. They fortified their homes, watched over their children more closely, and kept a vigilant eye on the convict. Every resident of the town became a guardian, their unity transforming them from victims into defenders. They reported their discovery to the authorities, their voices firm and unwavering, their demand for justice echoing through the corridors of power. They were not about to let their peaceful town become the playground of a violent criminal. They were determined to reclaim the tranquility that had been stolen from them. The horrifying truth had been unveiled, casting a long, chilling shadow over the town. But instead of succumbing to terror, the townsfolk rose to the challenge. Their courage, their unity, and their unwavering resolve to protect their community showed the convict and the world the true strength of a united community. In the end, the horrifying truth was revealed, leaving the town in shock. But they stood steadfast, their spirit unbroken, ready to confront whatever darkness lay ahead. These stories are not just tales of horror, but a testament to the dark side of humanity. Each narrative we've unfolded today, each chilling account, serves as a stark reminder of the terrifyingly real possibility of living right next door to a monster cloaked in human form. The dark side of humanity is not confined to the pages of horror novels or the frames of scary movies. It is as real as the neighbor who greets you with a friendly wave each morning, or the newcomer who moves in across the street. Take a moment to think about the mysterious neighbor, the one who kept to himself, only to be unmasked as the keeper of a horrifying secret. His story is a chilling reminder that behind the most mundane, seemingly ordinary facades, unimaginable horrors may be lurking. This is not a tale meant to scare, but to reveal the stark reality that evil can reside in the most unexpected places. Then there's the unsettling newcomer, whose arrival in the neighborhood sent ripples of unease among the residents. His tale of horror unfolded slowly, revealing a monstrous truth that was too terrifying to comprehend. The newcomer's story is a grim testament to the fact that even in our most familiar surroundings, we may never truly know who or what resides next door. These stories serve as a wake-up call. They unravel the thin veil of normalcy we often take for granted, exposing the horror that can exist just a stone's throw away. They are a reminder that evil does not always lurk in the shadows or in far-off haunted places. No, it can be right in our midst, hidden behind the comforting illusion of everyday life. So as you go about your routine, remember these tales. Remember that the unknown is not always far away. It can be as close as your next-door neighbor, quietly living out their life while hiding a dark, terrifying secret. Remember, not all monsters live in the shadows, some might just be living next door. As we near the end of this chilling journey, remember, these tales aren't just meant to frighten, but to serve as a stark reminder. The monsters of our stories aren't always hidden in the depths of the forest or the abandoned houses at the end of the lane. They may be living among us, in the same neighborhoods, behind the same picket fences. It's a chilling thought, one that may keep you up at night. But remember, knowledge is power. Being aware of the potential for evil can help us stay vigilant, keep our community safe, and perhaps even prevent the next horrifying tale from unfolding. So, let's not let fear consume us. Instead, let's use these stories as a reminder to always be aware, to stay vigilant, and to never take the familiar for granted. Because the true horror isn't the monsters in our tales, but the realization that they could be closer than we think. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey through ghostly legends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling stories, as we continue to explore the darkest corners of our world. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes open. Because remember, not all monsters live in the shadows. Some might just be living